You watched all 39 minutes?
I watched a large, substantial time. I wouldn't say all 39
How would you
minutes,
know
but
that?
I'll be a liar, I think.
You
Listen,
sure?
I promise to keep it funny.
You gotta stay away from women like this if you're easy. If you're easy, you gotta stay away from women like this. They will have you doing anything. Okay? You gotta stay away from it. I know you, I'm looking at you. You know you easy. You know you easy. You can't talk to women like this. That woman is so good at what she does. It's actually scary because I know, like, if she would have caught a younger me, I would have did anything she asked me to do. Like, I would have been God. Like, and what makes me, I think to myself, like, is this something that they learned, or is this like a natural thing that she's just able to do? Like, when she's manipulating these men in these interviews, like she did Academics and how she's doing him in this interview, is it like a conscious decision that she's making to be like this, to manipulate them? Because even after Academics interviewed her, he was like, bro, I was ready to send her some money, and she just brought that out of me. And what I find really interesting is, let's imagine, right? If women act like this on the regular, they could so easily manipulate men into doing whatever they want, right? And I think that's what women back in the day used to do. Like, they used to be able to get their husbands to do whatever they wanted because they knew how to properly manipulate them by making a man feel like the man, right? Like, so that woman right there, if you got with her, she would make you feel like the man, like, all the time. And she's manipulating you the entire time, but you think your decisions are your decisions and not hers, but really she's just getting you to do whatever she wants you to do because she knows how to talk to you, make you feel good. She's really good at what she does.
That's why I never understood that whole thing about I can't find a good man. I can't stand that. There's good men everywhere. Look at them. Tons of good guys. Right? Yeah, good guy, good guy, good guy. A little creepy. Good guy, good guy, good guy. When you hear single women saying I can't find a good man, you're not finding them. You're not discovering them with a telescope to see where they're at. No, you're sorting through them. There's a difference. Yeah, because you have your choice. You are the one in power. You can be like, no, too stupid, too ugly, too hairy. Next. We can't do that as guys. We can't be like, no, too crazy. Too crazy. That comes standard in all of them? Okay. I like doing that joke because there's two type of women in the room right now. The ones that laughed at that joke, kiss them. Those are beautiful women. They know how to take a joke. They know I didn't say that personally to them. Then there's the ones that are staring at me like this because she thinks I'm talking about her. And I am.
I may not be the hottest girl in the world, but here's how I landed a man who made it so that I have never worked a single day in my adult life. 1, I don't play games. I say what I want and what I don't want. I don't expect him to read my mind. I don't do little things where I drop hints. Number 2, I don't withhold physical intimacy. I don't use it as like a bargaining tool. Physical intimacy is very, very important for a happy marriage. I love my man. I respect him. I want to give that to him often. Number 3, I do not talk badly about my husband to other people. I build him up when he's around me and when he's not. I'm proud of who he is, and my friends know that. Number 4, and I think this is the biggest one, I am pleasable. It is very, very possible and easy for him to make me happy. Men love women who are willing to receive things. If he gives me a compliment or anything really, I receive it graciously. If he says I look good, I don't go, oh no, I don't. And number 5, I'm grateful for him and I express it. The man works hard for our family and he deserves all the admiration in the entire world. I don't fall into the modern feminist mindsets of saying like, this is the bare minimum. I deserve this. He should be doing this for me. That's silly and that's low caliber thinking. I recognize that not every woman has this, and I express to him often how happy I am about everything he does for us and how he shows up. A lot of times as women, we overthink what it takes to land a good provider. Good men don't expect you to be a supermodel. Good men are actually pretty simple.
I just feel like this isn't said enough, so I'm gonna say it. Men are not all the same. Not all men are the same. I'll tell you that for free. There are some really good men out there in this world. Never lose hope, you know, because they do exist. I've met some of them. You've met some of them. You just don't want them. You've definitely met some of the good men that are out there. It's just not your cup of tea. Yeah, you want rough and ready. Yeah, but they do exist out there. There are good men out there. Like, honestly, there are good men out there. And I've seen it firsthand. Like, I've literally seen it firsthand where I'm just like, you're such a sweetheart. Do you know what I mean? And it is sad that good guys finish last, because that's true. Most women, yeah, we want rough and ready. We want
5 reasons why women push away good men. Y'all ready? Let's get into it, family. Number 1, low self-esteem. She doesn't feel worthy of a good man, so she pushes good men away because she almost feels like it's too good to be true. Self-sabotage. Number 2, past trauma. She is easily triggered by things that remind her of her past, and she reacts irrationally, either completely abandoning and running away or reacting poorly, to say the least. Number 3, fear of intimacy and vulnerability. Does not want anyone to get too close to her. Fear of pain, abandonment, or betrayal. This one is related to number 2, as it's related to trauma. So this person keeps a wall up that keeps people out and creates an illusion of safety. Number 4, overthinking and second guessing. This is usually an anxious attachment style, constantly overthinking every action, and can start to easily feel more invested than the other person, and therefore can push somebody away because of the time that has been invested in dissecting what is happening in the situation that the other party might not even be aware of. And number 5, not ready for a commitment or just not on the same page.
As a man dating, being nice either lands you in the friend zone or it gets you taken advantage of. That's something I hear from men and my male friends all the time. And I think it's a huge misconception. So I wanted to share my own personal thoughts on that. Most women do want someone who is nice and kind, and it doesn't go unnoticed or unappreciated. But here's the catch that I think a lot of men miss, is that being really nice can also present with some red flags. Here's what I mean. Sometimes men are too nice, they're too agreeable, they're too accommodating because they are people pleasers. And giving up too much of yourself is also a red flag because it reveals that you may not exercise strong boundaries or that you don't have a good sense of self. And the reason why some women will take advantage of someone who's a giver is because they can. They feel entitled to it. And the reason why others will put you in the friend zone if you're too much of a giver is because they're concerned that this would turn into a codependent relationship. Being kind is a strength. It's not a weakness, but it becomes a weakness if you overgive of yourself in a desperate attempt to earn someone's love.
Hi, women don't leave good men. It usually takes a woman a really long
No, that's stupid. Women leave good men all the time. I'm Max Butterfield, Dr. Max Butterfield. I study this kind of thing for a living, and if you're sick of the noise from the influencers, tired of the hot takes, the manipulation, the misinformation, the personal anecdotes leading you nowhere, follow me for daily science-backed reels about relationships, love, dating, attraction, and a whole bunch of other cool stuff. No manipulation, no misinformation. I call out the BS, and I won't leave you. Well, I mean, I will, so you better follow me, or else you'll never see me again.
What's your plan when men start walking away from marriage? What's your plan?
So, do men or women get a raw deal from marriage? Because you just said men walking away from marriage. So, is he culpable for doing that?
What is your plan when men walk away from marriage?
Is he responsible for walking away from a marriage?
Topic. What is
or
your
is
plan?
he just never guilty of anything?
My point is the very microphone you're using was built by men. The building was built by men. And there's no gratitude or appreciation. You just tell them they're not doing enough.
Got me. You got me. Yep.
Do men feel like chasing a woman is the right way to go? Do you know what chasing is? Like, what chasing is?
No, tell me.
Chasing is you running up behind someone who is running the away.
Why are you running? Right.
So why do you think it is okay for you to chase women when we're actually like good on you? That's very much so weird behavior. Stop chasing me. Oh, the men, they just love to chase. They just love to chase. You love to harass because that's what you're doing. You're in my DMs every day. You calling my phone, you texting me, you pulling up, or whatever the case may be. Oh, it's the chase, it's the thrill. No, it's weird. Stop chasing me.
There's a conversation around this Daphne Joy person. I'm not really even sure who she is. I've heard her name a couple of times, but the guy was saying, when I was if I was younger and not where I was, then she would have gotten me. And I can probably say, I don't even know what she looks like. Yeah, I can probably say for a lot of guys, it would have been the same. But what's happening as men age a little bit and they get a little bit older and they listen to certain types of content, they start to understand, hey, maybe this isn't the way to go. Maybe we need to start leaving these types of women alone so they don't even get caught in the web, regardless of if she's cute or not. And to answer his question, yeah, she does know what she's doing. They've practiced this. This is stuff they be doing in the mirror, laying in bed at night, when they be on the way to work or wherever they are. They be doing that. This is their job, right? They started as a side hustle, and then they start doing it full time if they can get a man to sponsor them full time, so they don't have to work anymore or work a lot anymore, right? And this is the type of stuff that men are trying to stay away from.
Listen to Superhead give the most Delulu advice to women. It's crazy.
Always the men talk about you belong to the streets. Bro, you are the streets. You are the dirty, nasty, rat-infested. You're a rat carrying a pizza on a subway in New York, nigga. You are the streets. But because you're not enough for her, and then she ends up with a beautiful man inside and out, and she moved on. We can't stigmatize women moving on. Y'all want us to settle for less so bad. So when a woman doesn't settle for less and she knows when to dip and dive, you're like, oh, she's a... Because you're not good enough for her? Now she belongs to the streets? It's not the first. Remember when Ray J was like, I hit it first? Like, it ain't cute to be the first. That's not the cute one. It's the last. Who's good enough to be the last? The first is easy. I'm experimenting, bro. Of course you were the first. I don't know what I'm doing. You don't know. It's fine. But if I'm an experienced woman who has done my due diligence, who has dated and kissed all the frogs, and then you are the prince and you get to be the last one, you're the one who lets me see that I don't want any of that.
This chick said it's not good to be the first. It's good to be the last. So let me get something straight. You want something that's been touched and tampered with by many people because it's the last one. She had the audacity to say the wildest shit and find a way to gaslight a sucker and a simp into believing what she's saying makes any sense. I want to see women try to defend her in the comments because you can tell she cooked herself. And you want to get married. Pack it up.
The most dangerous dating pattern that I see in women is losing attraction to the good guy. The commonality I see with my clients is they want a good guy, someone who is emotionally intelligent, mature, grounded, consistent, loyal, supportive. This is what they're looking for. But then once we get the good guy, we start to tell ourselves this story of there's no spark, he's not the one, something's off, this feels boring. And then we tell ourselves we're losing attraction, like I'm not attracted to you anymore. But that's not what's happening. Here's what is. You're letting your guard down for the first time in love. And the reason you're letting your guard down is because you're finally safe in love. And for a lot of us, it's the first time we've ever felt safe in love. So your soul knows there's no need to wall up and guard up and be protective against this guy. Like, he's amazing. Soften. Open your heart, let him in. That's when the fear activates. So we push away through the illusion of I'm not attracted to you as a way to protect us from getting hurt. Here's the work that you do with a good guy. You rewire that the safety he provides you is not boring and that his stability isn't indifferent. When you break this dating pattern of losing attraction to the good guy, this is where you get healthy, soul-connected, lifelong love.
What the is wrong with the men here? Why do they have no desire? Why do they not know how to appreciate a good-looking woman?
Serious question for my mans out there. Why are you guys not approaching women? What is that about? What is that about? I have seen so many hot guys lately, and we make eyes, we exchange the look, we have the look, and then there's nothing else. I'm like, are you gonna come approach me?
Guys not making a move anymore is so frustrating because...
So every morning on my run, I pass the same guy. He's out walking his dog. Sometimes he's with his young son. Sometimes he's not. But every morning, I say, good morning. Hey, man, what's going on? And every morning, he ignores me. This morning, flat out ignores me. This morning, I guess I passed by his house. He's coming out of his front walk. I'm passing by. We're closer than we've ever been, like 5-6 feet apart. And I say, hey, man, good morning. doesn't look at me, totally ignores me.
Obviously, as a woman, would like the men to approach me, but nowadays it hasn't been happening. Feels like the roles have been switched. Men are expecting women to approach them and be the first one to make the move.
Last year, I saw so
Bro, what?
Black women try to solve a problem in dating
Is that really happening though? Is that really happening?
by starting to host events in person, trying to create third spaces to facilitate dating like offline. And you know what would happen every single time? The men.
This is what women need to understand. If you want to get married, don't have the expectation that a man is going to sit down and go, now, sweetie, I would like to share with you my feelings about what just transpired, and it's okay if you want to share. I'm going to. Like, that's not how men communicate. Men are more straightforward, and then when we cry or equivocate or give them all kinds of trouble or dance around it or turn it into a 5-day-long argument, they usually have enough and then they explode. When women say emotion, to me, the first thing that comes to my head is they're thinking that the man needs to act like a mommy. He needs to act like a girl. He needs to communicate like a female would.
I feel like in our relationship, I was probably more in his mommy role versus his wife role, because it's like, hey, the lawn needs to get mowed. Yeah, I'll do it tomorrow. I don't think it's too much to ask for.
It isn't, but is it worth breaking a family up over because the grass is a little long? I had this big aha moment with my husband years and years ago where we were fighting over something small and stupid. It was so small and stupid that I don't even remember what it is. And finally he just looked at me and said, are you going to divorce me over this? Is it that important to you that you're going to divorce? Are you going to walk away and divorce me? And I went, no. And he was like, all right, then drop it. And I was really mad in the moment, but when I walked away and calmed down, I went, you know, he's right.
There are no good men left. They don't make them like that anymore. There's no good men left. What do you say to those women?
I think that ties back to men hiding and hiding from themselves and not knowing their place in the world. And that, again, that's not excusing their behavior. That is a beautiful opportunity for them to say, the world thinks I want to be me. I'm going to discover me. I'm going to show whatever my quote unquote goodness is in the world to the world because I value that.
Yes.
But most men don't. They'll either hide and they'll mask them from the world, they'll run from the worle, or they'll hide behind false bravado.
Yes.
Hyper-competitiveness, achievement, climbing the corporate ladder, more zeros in the bank, whatever it may be, right?
Yeah.
Like all these achievements external to feel validated, but then their true selves are hidden. So the goodness that lives in them, it can't be exhibited because they spend so much time performing.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
The thing that a woman can do in this instance is...
Women find 80% of men disgusting. Men find 20% of women unattractive. Right. And so that asymmetry per se means that 10% of guys get turned into dark triad narcissists because they get all the action. They got a roster of women that they're getting, and the other 90% are going dry because there's no questions, there's no personality, there's no depth, there's no reason to fall in love with a guy if he doesn't pass the looks good on the dating profile.
This tall, you make this much money, and
exactly
I'm
right.
off.
This is why. This is how it's messing up dating. That's why, by the way, relationships that start on the apps, some of them are great, but on average, when marriages occur pursuant to meeting on an app, they tend to be less stable and they feature less attraction because they're less likely to actually go through the cascade in the right direction, go to passionate, companionate, best friendship. When you mediate any relationships electronically, you're going to have trouble because we're made to be in person.
The society we're creating right now, more and more men don't want to get married. And I get why. There is almost zero upside for men getting married. This isn't me saying that men shouldn't get married, or women, but think about what society is telling men about what being a man is. Tell about society is f***ing men hardcore for getting married. If you get married and you get divorced, a woman takes 50% of whatever you have. 80% of relationships, the man is the biggest provider. So that's a big right off the bat. What are you getting in exchange for that? Second, if you have kids with her, you're f***ed because the government doesn't think that you deserve. So even good dads who try to stay in the kid's life are so there's a lot of men going, why the f*** would I do this? The good news is that will correct itself because eventually then people start going, oh, right? When you create mistakes, you only create more error. Error creates more error. So we've gone so far the other direction that more and more men are going like, why the f*** would I get married?
You know how men say that women never take accountability? That may or may not be true. But when I got pregnant, I knew I was going to be a single mother because I knew the person I was having a child with wasn't going to be a good father. I thought because I had money that it didn't matter if the guy was a good father or not because I could make up for it with money. In hindsight, no matter how much money I have, no matter how many nannies I have, that was a bad decision. That was the wrong decision. So here I am taking accountability. I made a bad decision. However, I can't take it back. But what I can do is warn the future generation of women, do not have a child with a man who's not going to be a present father, a good father, a providing father. Because I have men on TikTok, or even women on TikTok, sending me more money than my son's father sent me all year. Which should say something. So yeah, I take full accountability. That was my mistake. But unfortunately, I can't change it. But it's the biggest regret of my life. Because I see fathers on Instagram doing with their kids. I see how much better the kids turn out when they do have fathers, when they do have discipline, when they have all these things. And it's like, I f***ed up so bad and I can't undo it. There's nothing I can do to fix it. All I could do is blame myself, but also forgive myself and just tell others not to do the same.
Because they don't like to be held accountable, and because they don't like to think that they're the bad guy in a lot of these situations, they say stuff like, oh, well, women don't leave good guys. They do, actually. They do. Y'all want to talk about these men out here and how, oh man, a lot of these guys are just cheating on their women and they'll leave the good woman, yada, yada, yada. But we as women, we won't leave the good guy. You will. You will. And you'll specifically say, so there's no doubt, this is the guy that I left. And just so we're clear, what do you mean by good guy? Oh, he's the man who got on the floor and played with the kids. He's the man that was a good husband and brought me roses. He's the man who would plan the dates and took me out. But there was just something missing, that spark. So it really, because I can say something, you can say something. We can all have our opinions. But a lot of these modern women that are telling the story, a lot of these modern women who are sharing their experiences are telling us, yes, I did, and I would leave the good guy again.
Here are the 3 things that women look for in men that you need to have. Boundaries. Although women often act like they don't want a man that controls them, this is false. I want a man that draws a line in the sand. I respect a man that's willing to walk away at any moment if I'm not reciprocating the respect that he deserves. Mutual respect is what makes a relationship worthwhile. Masculinity. Women are generally drawn to masculine men because masculinity is associated with strength, confidence, and assertiveness. These traits provide a sense of security and protection for women. Oftentimes, these masculine traits are linked to high testosterone levels, and there are many environmental factors that impact modern men's T levels, like your daily hygiene products, work schedules, sleep, food, and much, much more. So I took matters into my own hands to give you healthier alternatives. I will be releasing my own line in collaboration with He Grooming on April 8th at 10 a.m. Eastern, and their lines sell out quickly. So sign up at the link in my bio to receive updates. You won't want to miss it. Drive and purpose. Having drive and purpose can also be indicative of other positive traits such as responsibility, confidence, and discipline. I'm drawn to these qualities because I want to make a man more successful, not drag him along and mother him through his life. Additionally, these men are usually better conversationalists because they have interesting things to talk about. Having a passion for something that he is willing to share with others can create deeper connections and more meaningful conversations.
Somebody asked a really good question. Just Exquisite asked, because of your friendship with him prior to the marriage, is that why you disagree with platonic relationships with the opposite?
I always say platonic relationships with the opposite are unnecessary when you're in a relationship because I personally choose from my friend group. I don't friend zone people. They're my friends. They're people and because I'm not sleeping with anyone, technically I don't have to lose anyone. But if I called in the middle of the night and I was like, hey, could you come over and comfort me? I've had a really tough day. I bet they would do it. And I bet they would go for it if I gave them the green light. So I personally feel like most men will always have that at the back of their mind. Most men want to smash and they will play their position until it is their time to shine. If you are an attractive female, and forget if you're attracted, if he is attracted to you, he's going. Even if he's not attracted to you a lot of the time, he will go. So I personally do not feel like men and women can be friends. That is exactly correct. I married my best friend. Case in point.
I agree.
That's crazy. That's crazy work. I just feel like a lot of people don't choose to marry their best friend because they don't want to risk losing their best friend.
There are men that are looking for good women and looking to be married and everything. And I think that we just need to know that, understand that. Because it is out there. And if there's a man right now that's going to throw a breakup because a woman hurt him. Not he hurt her, you know?
So you think there's men out here that's looking for a good woman in a marriage?
Yes. Absolutely.
And you think that they are a good man?
Yes, I think that a lot of men are yearning for good women. Because a good woman is not just a woman that's beautiful or a successful woman. You know what I mean? Like, it's not that. So many of us is beautiful and successful and all those things, but it's deeper than that. A spiritual aligned woman, a woman that knows who she is, a woman that is coming to also be a servant. You know what I mean?
Come on, a helpmate.
Exactly.
A helpmate.
So
that's going to add value to your life.
And multiply.
Yes.
A good woman will help you multiply anything that you touch.
Mm-hmm. A good woman going to turn your dreams and help you make your dreams reality.
Yeah.
She going to birth something in you.
Yes. She going to be an inspiration.
Yep.
Yeah. That's why they say when he finds a
he who finds a
good thing,
yes,
and finds favor from the Lord.
And
I think people always forget that last part, favor from the Lord. So it shows you that when man gets a good woman, that he gets favor from the Lord.
Come on.
Favor is like what we all is out here wanting to be favored. Like,
you see how I will is that men don't want a good woman, they want a woman that makes them feel good. And you're gonna say, what are you talking about? Men don't actually want a good woman on paper. They don't want you to make good money, they don't want you to be educated, they don't want you to have great credit, they don't want you to have a good body, they don't want you to cook, they don't want you to clean, they don't want any of that. They don't want a quote unquote good woman, because then it forces them to rise to the occasion because you already have all of those things. So now he feels pressure, now he feels unworthy, now he feels insecure, and he also knows that a good woman is going to leave him. And so every day he sits there and he has a fear that another man is going to come and steal you from him. So then he goes and he acts weird to you and he cheats on you. When I say that men want a woman that makes them feel good, they want a woman who they feel superior over. They want a woman who they make more money than. They want a woman who they feel like they're doing better than. They want a woman that they're like, who's going to want this fat, ugly, stretch marks with kids? No one's going to want you. But that's why they want.
I have two main points to make on this one, and that is one, a man does not think that a woman needs to have a good credit score, a high education like a master's or doctorate's degree, or make a bunch of money in order to be a good woman. I mean, those are things that make her a responsible woman and an educated woman. It's kind of like an added bonus, but that is not what men want the most. Secondly, I know for sure that a man wants to be able to show off the woman that he's with. So no, he does not want to be with the woman that he thinks is fat and ugly. I honestly just think that it's weird to think that.
If you want a good man, you have to be a good woman. I keep picking men that suck. I keep having all these horrible dates. I can't find a good man. I'm not discrediting that these men suck. They probably do. But there are also very good men in this world. I married one, a wonderful man. We're not thinking about the common denominator here. You are picking these men. We need to take an accountability that maybe your picker is broken. I can't sit here and say that I didn't pick men. For my husband, the guys that I dated were awful. But once I realized that I was the problem and took accountability for my lack of picking good men, my world changed. My life changed. I've been with my husband for 12 years. I picked a good man. Those are your choices. We need to remember that we need to be accountable for that. Do these men suck? Probably. But we need to look inward and think about, what do I need to change about myself in order to find a good man? Change my mind.
A wake-up call for me was when my husband one day told me that he wasn't looking forward to coming home to me. It hurt. Now, this isn't why we got married, and this isn't what a happy home was meant to be. I didn't realize that my constant complaints and nagging and whining made my husband feel inadequate. The fact that I fought, and I fought hard using my greatest weapon of mass destruction, my mouth, made him angry. The fact that I didn't look good in anything he did, I didn't compliment, I didn't show appreciation, made him feel that he wasn't good enough for me. My lack of interest in his hobbies, the things he liked to do, made him feel lonely. Now you see, if you do not fulfill your spouse's needs, wants, and fantasies, you run a high risk of chasing them out to go and fulfill it elsewhere. Now, it took Saeed and I about 5 to 6 years of terrible fights. We literally had reached rock bottom where divorce was actually on the table. Before we sat down and started to ask ourselves, what is it we really wanted from this relationship? And that this thing we had is not why we got married. So we sat down and talked. I started with myself. I asked my husband to tell me, what is it about me that he doesn't like, that he wants me to change? And what is it about me that he likes, that he wants me to continue or improve upon? However, I asked him to be merciful, that he shouldn't break me while speaking to me. He shouldn't tell me things that will make me feel very small. Fortunately for me, he responded very positively. And it was really hard. It's very hard hearing the truth about yourself. But I also asked him to remind me tactfully, because a lot of the problems we had were habits that I had developed over so many years and would take time to break. But alhamdulillah for me, my husband asked me to do exactly the same with him. And this was the real turning point in our relationship, in the marriage. And this is what worked for us.
Honey, you are freaking deluded.
For so many years, the rhetoric was all these women are going to end up alone. There's never been so many women that are unmarried without children. And I think this takes back the narrative of like, look at these lives that women are building and look how much happier you can be single than with somebody that is dragging you down and draining your resources.
This idea of unmarried, alone, single, childless women, full of their career, being happy. This is the story I always tell about that, 40-year-old woman who lives in a place like New York City and has the really nice apartment and has the really good job. And, everyone, all of these young women look at her and say, oh, she's got it all. She didn't need a man and she didn't need kids. And inside that woman is right.
I see and I do understand what Billy's talking about. These are the 3 things that men got to have, yada, yada, yada. And one of the things that she mentioned, and first of all, I appreciate any woman that would try to genuinely help a man out. You're genuinely trying to assist a man. So I appreciate that. But I would say, one of the things that she talked about is a man having something that he's passionate about. I would say that there's a caveat. Passionate about and is acceptable in society or to a modern woman. Because a man might be passionate about games. It can make a pretty good amount of money. Oh, we'll talk about something else. Well, I like sports. Oh, we'll talk about something else. Well, I like hunting. Oh, okay, we'll talk about something else. Well, I'm a collector of action figures and stuff like that, anime, comics. Oh, well, talk about something else. Well, I like Hot Wheels or, miniature cars. We'll talk about something else. Oh, I like to watch racing. I like golfing. Talk about something else. Pretty much anything that a man would be passionate about or a man would like, they don't want to hear about it. Even when it's money. If a man is passionate about making money, they don't want to hear about it. They just want the results of it. Is it going to make me money? Is it going to make us money? Then I don't want to hear about it. This man could be making money. He could be doing well for himself. But if the money is not flowing to these modern women, they don't care anything about what your passion is.
Ladies, stop dating men based on what other women think. There is no reason why you should be dismissing a man that you already like because your friends think that he's not tall enough, or cute enough, or funny enough, or impressive enough. Y'all have been treating dating like it's some kind of competition to find the most conventionally attractive person that's also interested in you. And that's not what it is. If that's your mindset, you're treating men like a purse or an accessory, just something to compliment you while they stand there and do nothing. It's giving trophy wife, but in reverse. How did y'all reverse misogyny? Dating is supposed to be about finding someone who you enjoy spending time with, who cherishes you and loves you and respects you, as opposed to finding somebody that every time they walk into a room, your friends say, "Dang, girl, you did that." Why would that matter to you? Your relationship does not require group approval of any kind. The only opinion that matters is your own. Do you feel safe? Do you feel loved? Do you feel cherished? Everything else is noise. Because at the end of the day, your friends are not dating him. You are. Either you like him or you don't.
You know, women often ask me, where are the good guys? Where are they? And I can tell you that I know a few good, really good men out there. And yes, some of them are already taken. But some of those who are not, and actually even the ones that are taken, would actually not go out with super independent women. So, yes, they're out there, but if you are a very independent woman, they're not going to be attracted to you because they know there's resistance. There's going to be resistance with someone who's independent, super independent especially. So, yes, the answer is there are a few good men out there. And when I say a few good men, and when men who are willing to work hard, men who know that with the right woman, with the right partner, they would invest in her and would do almost anything to take care of her. Because taking care of her, they know, is taking care of him. They understand that they're both a unit. But a lot of women nowadays, I see, do not know how to be in flow, be in their feminine energy. They don't know how to trust men enough to allow them to step in to their masculine energy. To the point that sometimes they push them away, or that they actually get in the way of them stepping in to the masculine role.
Modern day marriage often asks men to take the biggest risk with the fewest protections. Men are expected to provide, protect, work longer hours, and carry financial responsibility. Yet when a marriage ends, they're often told they should be grateful for every other weekend with their children, while dividing assets they've spent years building. Marriage is supposed to be a partnership. Why do so many men feel like they're signing a contract where the consequences are far greater for them than the reward? Before attacking the question, ask yourself why so many men are choosing not to get married at all. And let's not dismiss the fact that most women put men in celibate relationships not long after the marriage. Men aren't happy in marriages, in modern day marriages. So if you have a really good man and he is skeptical about getting married, this is why. Let me know in the comments below if I got it right.
I hate when it's a really good guy trying to be in your life, but you know he would make the perfect side nigga.
Most women, especially young women, don't like good men. You just heard what she said. She hate when it's a really good guy in her life, but he will make the perfect side dude, because more times than not, the good guy, the good man, is not her type. It's not her type. So she will keep him in her back pocket because she know that he'll be emotionally available when she wants somebody to talk to. She know that when she wants somebody to take her out on a nice date, he'll be the one to do it. She know that when she wants somebody to buy her flowers, tell her she's beautiful, make her feel great about herself, he's going to be the one to do it. But he's not her type. And most women don't care for good men until they get older, until they get wiser, until their real type is done walking all over them like they're a doormat. Fellas, you know what a good man is. You know what a bad toxic guy is. If you're a good man, Find you a woman that values you for who you are. Find you a woman that truly cares about you, that truly shows with her words, with her actions, with her emotions, that she loves you. Don't play second fiddle to nobody. You didn't become this best version of yourself for you to be second to somebody else. For her to say, okay, I'm done with that guy. I'm done with this guy. I'm done with this guy. I'll give you a chance now. Don't ever play yourself like that. Come on, man.
This is why we're walking away. We're walking away because we can't have our way. Things have changed. Women are stronger now. They're smarter now. They're more efficient, more proficient. They're able to get their own now. You can't do these women like you used to. You can't run game on the women like you used to. Black women especially tired of it. They're willing to without you. They're willing to alone. But most of them are not willing to not have those kids before leaving this world. So they're going to come get those kids and they know y'all suckers are going to give it up. So what are you going to do in return? What you going to get in return? Y'all go crazy when y'all see some shaking.
Sir, my name is for him. We do this for that.
Y'all got to be able to see behind that. But you got to position yourself so you can have that leverage. If every man I talk to, I always ask, if you look at yourself in the mirror, can you honestly say to yourself, like you're where you want to be at to be able to get the results you want to get?
If I were skinny, would you date me?
If you were skinny,
Yeah.
I would date you right now.
I'm not a pretty girl. I know that for a fact. I compare myself to other women, and I'm just like, I'm maybe like a 6 or 7 on a good day. And one thing my mother taught all her daughters is that we should find men that love us for us and not for what we wear. And growing up as a child, that was really hard for me because I grew up in the 90s where literally a size 6 was like the perfect size, and I was a size 12 throughout my entire high school. Multiple times I was shot down by men because I didn't wear enough makeup or my clothes weren't skanky enough. So the men that I would date would be quote unquote not attractive. But I tell people all the time, I didn't date people by their looks, I dated them for their personality. Because if Jessica Rabbit taught me anything, beauty fades, but a sense of humor doesn't. Not even joking, Bob Hoskins' character asks her, why did you marry him? And she legit looks at him and says, he makes me laugh. I love that. I carried that concept with me throughout my entire life because I'm just like, yeah, you have a 6-pack now and you're good looking now, but over time, that 6-pack's going to disappear and those muscles are going to fade. What? So everybody in the comment section are like, oh, she's probably lying. Well, most of the men in the comment section are like, oh, she's probably lying. And I'm like, no, I bet you anything she's telling the truth. Because I bet you anything she dated a cute guy and he was a douchebag. And now she's like, I'm going to go for the guys that aren't cute. Ain't that right, Roxanne? Like, I'm not gonna lie, that was a cute looking boy. He looked like he legit would buy you tampons and then an entire tub of ice cream to yourself when you're menstruating. He looked like he's the type that would buy your favorite food if you're having a bad day just because he loves you. He looks like he's the type that where you take him home to meet your parents, he brings your mom a bouquet of flowers. That's a good man right there. It's husband material. Besides, who'd want a 6-pack when you can have a keg?
Oh yes, a little known secret about women and their exit strategy. And this is, I'm laughing, but it's not a good thing. Women who want to leave a relationship, and by the way, it's women who file for the divorce way more often than the men do. Just FYI. In fact, with college-educated women, I believe the statistic is about 93% of the time they file for divorce rather than their husbands. So the structure in a girl's brain when she goes into an exit strategy is that she will be long down that road before the guy has any idea, typically. And that's why it's hardly ever women that come home to a house that's been emptied out and a note on the counter that says, I'm leaving you. That's something men go through.
And of course, you know, there was a woman essentially saying or asking the question and attempting to answer it, do men even benefit from marriage today? And she talked about a lot of the things that men have to go through that men have been complaining about. It seems like men get the raw end of the deal. A lot of times it seems like men get the scraps. They get the leftovers. This is one of the biggest complaints that men have if they were to date a woman with kids. I get the scraps. I'm always the leftover, number one. Number two, I get attached to the kid. You don't care about my feelings. You sit up there. I formed an attachment with this children, and you said, well, you know, that ain't your real daddy, so, you know, it don't really matter. And then all the money and all of the time, well, you know, it ain't just about money. Yeah, maybe not, but I've poured time into the kids. I was an actual legitimate dad. Idiot. I was taking them places, doing stuff with them. And I'm not trying to take anybody's place. I'm not trying to say that I'm the best thing out there. What I am trying to say is I was trying to step up and be something to those kids. Be something for those kids. And you strip that away from me. You snatch that away from me. Let me ask you a question. Regardless of gender, how long do you think when you're stripping everything away from somebody, how long do you think that they can last? How much willpower are you expecting them to have if you continue to take everything that they care about?